Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today is part 2 of taking apart a giant old stereo system. Last video I actually took out the record player piece out of this box and it came with a really nice aluminum disc as well as a transformer and other goodies. So if you're interested, go check that video out. Today I'm going to look at the two control panel boxes. They both have a lot of stuff in them and I've already taken apart the back. This one, I'm not going to concentrate too much on this one, on this video. After I removed the back, I noticed that there was some insulation and a weird smell inside. And upon further discovery, I found a dead mouse. So I don't really want to touch the bottom today on this video, but I will actually remove the back part here just to show you where the goodies are and how to maximize your profit. The first thing, like any appliance that you plug into the wall, it always has appliance cord. This is insulated wire in Canada. This is $1 a pound. This isn't quite a pound, but it adds up. It also came with other cords. These cords connect to the control box, to the record player or the speakers. These are also copper, insulated copper. I've got to check with a magnet to see, sometimes these ends are brass, coated brass. This is not magnetic, so this is brass. Some people will cut this off and put it into their coated brass bucket, as well as these. Some people will leave them on for the weight. I'm just going to leave them as is for now, but I do actually take off the brass by just popping it off. It's very easy to do and put it into my coated brass, but insulated wire. The back, I should say, does have a large plastic shell. Unfortunately, this is garbage. This is going into the landfill. The nice thing about this appliance, I can take this in, both of them actually, as is, and get appliance pricing. But there are a lot of nice things like a transformer in here and nice valuables that are worth more taking them out, stripping them, than I would get for the entire box. The nice thing about this box though is it is magnetic all the way around. It has a really heavy steel shell on it. And that was part of the thing that really tweaked my interest with this. Usually the heavier it is, the more goodies inside. Usually a nice large transformer that's going to have copper. There is a lot of circuit boards, so I just have to take out the last screw here. There are a lot of kind of cables that I'm going to have to cut in order to pry this out, trying to figure out. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, almost done. Just cutting through it right now. Okay, so as you can see inside, there are a lot of cables. This wire is all lower grade wire. And it's called lower grade because it's not very much copper inside. It's a lot of plastic coating. So low grade is about 20 cents a pound. Okay, it does have right here on the circuit board a really nice aluminum heatsink. So it goes actually all the way around right here. So this aluminum is this piece as well as there. So that's a nice find because aluminum, clean aluminum, is about 40 cents a pound. And you're going to find aluminum heat sinks, all different sizes, all different weights on circuit boards. It also has another aluminum heat sink right here. This circuit board, once I take the aluminum off and the steel frame, is going to be classified as low grade circuit board. There is low grade, medium grade, and high grade. And it depends on what metals are found on the circuit board. You do want to check with your scrap yards. Some scrap yards don't actually put them into 3 different categories. They just take them as is and put them at one price. So the scrapyard I go to takes them all as one price. So for me, it's better to take off the aluminum and if there's copper on there, because I'm gonna make more money separating them, okay? So this is a lower grade board. You can see right here, this big black box is a transformer, okay? And the transformers, they're really nice when you open them up. I actually have a separate video on showing you how to open them, when is the best time to open them, or what ones I would suggest to open. At a scrapyard, you do have a category for transformers. So if I brought this transformer in as is, I would get 10 cents a pound. So there's probably a good 3 pounds here. However, if I took the time, took it apart, there is a lot of nice copper wire inside. So I'm just going to quickly show you. This is the little transformer I got off of the record player. And as you can see inside, nice spool of copper. So if I take this off, I take that copper wire, I put it away. And a transformer like this, you're actually going to get a spool of copper almost like this, okay? I actually took apart a transformer a little bit bigger than this, but not much. But notice the nice big spool of copper, okay? So I made a lot more money with this as is. Copper, number 2 copper is about $1.60 a pound. There's almost a pound here, okay? So it's worth a lot more than a whole transformer. Okay, I'm not going to take apart this one for the sake of this video because, as I said, I don't want to get into the mouse guts. But I'm looking around. There's really not much else on here other than there's going to be a little bit of brass inside here. I see a silver contact box right there. And a silver contact box, if I have one actually right here. If I break this open, there's a little spool of copper. As well, there are little pieces of silver. And I actually took them off of the record player had some. So I'm just going to quickly show you. So if you look at that top right there, there is a little dot as well. This one has a small one right there. Those are silver, okay? So what I actually do is I take those apart. I will put them into a little silver bin. And hopefully one day I will hit them with some nitric acid and make it a silver bullion. Okay? But again, the nice thing, the rest of this is very heavy. There's a lot of steel here. There's a lot of low-grade wire that I will take out and separate. There are a couple circuit boards. And other than that, as I said, nice thing about this, other than the back box, there is very little waste. Okay, so that's awesome. And again, this is very heavy. So I'm going to concentrate on the main control box here. This box also came with a electrical cord, as well as a couple of these connector wires. Okay. Again, if I'm going to turn it around and show you the back. Okay, so there is your electrical cord. Okay, and it's nice thing about these is they add up quickly. You know, I just throw them into a bag and I will bring them all in together. Okay, so any outlet, any plug that goes into an outlet is classified as appliance insulated wire. Okay, so there you go. I actually just released a video that showed the difference of wires, how to separate them. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. There is, right here you can see, another transformer. Okay, there is actually, that came off of here, I've already taken off, a small little copper bearing motor. Okay, so there's a little bit of brass in here. Some copper bearing motors, the bigger ones especially, are worth taking apart. This one, I would leave as is. In Canada, scrapyards, you get about 10 cents a pound for copper bearing motors. This one, it's kind of hard to take apart because it is surrounded by steel and there's not a lot of copper recovery inside. So I will actually just leave this as, I will take the brass off, but I will leave this into my copper bearing motors as is. Okay. The transformer, I'm going to get out in a second. I just have to take out the last 2 bolts. to take this top or side apart. Get to the main thing. Unfortunately, this wood, I can't do anything with it other than throw it out. Okay, and there are going to be a couple panels here. I'm going to take them all out. Some people do use a drill. I don't. I just like to use my hands. Okay, they're not hard to take out. And that's it. Okay. So the other side, so it's a little bit more plastic. Unfortunately, this front panel is going to be a lot of plastic. But again, to minimize the amount of scrappable materials that I can, throw into the landfill is always great. Some people will, use the wood for something else. I really have no use for it. Okay, so you can see again a lot more circuit boards here, a lot more low-grade wire. I am going to take from the other side here. Take this transformer out so I can show you what they look like. So this transformer, just like the other one, has a steel coating around it. All I have to do is actually pry up these little prongs and I will get to the steel. Okay, I'm looking inside of here. First thing I do want to do is look if there's enough copper in here to see if it's worth my while to strip it. Doesn't mean because it's bigger it's going to have a lot more copper. Okay. But I'm just going to quickly open it up to see. And all I do is I want to get these clasps up. Once I do that, they just fold around. So there you go. It comes around. There you go. Okay, so the way a transformer works is there is steel prongs that intersect and they just keep going up. So just like this one, okay, it's the same format. What I'm going to do is I'm actually looking, there is a lot of copper in this one, so I will strip this. But for the sake of this video, because I've already started this one, I will show you how to get the steel around it off. So again, if I look, all I have to do is take a screwdriver and pry up these little prongs, okay? And what I have to do is I put a screwdriver in the other side, hit it out, and these prongs will come out they almost look like a little E. Okay, so I've already started this one. The first two are kind of a little bit harder to do, but once you get going on it, it's a lot easier. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a screwdriver and a hammer. I'm going to put it around. Put it into my vise, that'd be better. So now that it's starting to come out, okay, that's what it looks like. It's almost like an E, and there'll be plates all the way down. Once I get all these plates out, the plates are steel, so they'll go into my steel bin. And I will just take the copper and I will put it into a bag. I've already started a bag actually. Right here, and all this bag is number 2 copper that I've gotten from motors and transformers. So as you can see, it adds up, and it's definitely going to be worth a lot more than I get from keeping it as a copper bearing motor or a transformer. Okay. This piece of wood is also garbage. The circuit boards, I'm going to quickly get out so you can see it again. Just a lot of screws. If I was to look at this circuit board, you have a lot of nice low-grade wire. I have another low-grade circuit board. I have a couple other circuit boards. These silver ones are going to have, anytime you have buttons, they are going to have little pieces of silver on them. Not much, but any button that you have is going to have little silver, and it's kind of a circuit board like this. Okay, so you push, these are your buttons. These little buttons have silver in them. Some people just leave them because there's not much silver. Some people do take the time to take it out. It's your preference. There is a couple more right here and here, copper bearing motors. They're just connected by screws. And the rest of this, other than the circuit boards will go into my circuit board or e-waste pile. The control panels here will be going into my steel pile. If there's a little bit of brass on it, I'll take it off. But other than that, from these giant boxes, there are a lot of nice circuit boards, a lot of nice low-grade wire, some transformers, so some really nice number 2 copper, or taking them in as just transformer price. There is a little bit of waste with the wood and the plastic shelf. The stereo, again, just to recap, had a really nice aluminum plate. Some of these had really nice aluminum heat sinks. Okay, so all in all, nice score. This one right here too is another aluminum heat sink, so that's good. And some copper bearing motors. Okay, and most importantly, 3 giant pieces of appliance or electronic, again, diverted from the landfill. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Tin Man out.